In today's episode, guess what? We're pregnant.
Yes.
So we're going to get personal. FYI.
Yes, this is a very personal story, so
stay tuned.
if you're squeamish, just take caution.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew Bustos of the Bustostraining Fitness Podcast. This is a podcast about life and fitness. You know what, DJ? Hit that music because it's time to start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. It's your host Andrew Bustos with the Bustostraining Fitness Podcast. And to my right and your left is my wife, Kate Bustos.
Hello. Good evening.
It's been a while since you've been on this show.
It's been a long time. I'm really glad to be back.
I'm glad that you're here.
I know. And I hope to be here more now.
You're going to be here more.
Yes, that we have all this going on.
Because we have something big, something huge.
Something that we have a journey to venture on.
Yes, we do.
With all of our friends.
We have a baby.
A baby. We have a pregnancy.
Yeah, we're pregnant.
Yes, very unexpectedly. But we are very excited about it.
I'm excited. You have no idea how excited I am. I really am.
Really?
Like I really am so excited to have like this. I don't know. For me, it's another chance, another opportunity to. It's just like I've been telling people, man, I'm gonna be a dad, and they go, "Well, Andrew, you are a dad already." but it's like a new thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to dive into it, like just from the very, very beginning, so our listeners can actually know like all these emotions and these feelings, because I know people out there, they have these similar feelings, right? They go through a pregnancy, or they find out that they're pregnant.
Yes.
So I want to share a story. I want to share it.
I love
That's what I
that.
want to
Yeah.
do. So even from the very, very, very beginning.
So we're going to get personal.
Yeah, we are.
Very personal.
Very personal.
I like it.
Well, how far along are we now?
Okay, so now we're just barely about 9 weeks. We just hit 9 weeks, I think, a couple days ago, maybe yesterday.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
There.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, every Saturday.
So every Saturday. So we're going
back.
back to August 29th.
Yes.
Okay, August.
Yes.
I got my dates correctly.
Okay.
All right. So on August 29th, we get up
We
we go to the gym to exercise.
Yes.
This is where the story begins. This is where it starts.
Yeah, it
and
does.
I remember getting up that day and going and just thinking, man, we're going to crush a workout together. We're going to be able to do some things. Let's go to the gym. We're not teaching. We're actually going to be able to lift weights. We're going to do some deadlifts. I already had a workout plan. I was like, we're doing squats, deadlifts. I'm putting some heavy weight on the bar.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, she's going to do it. Today we're doing 100. And I had you lifting some weights. I just remember thinking, and I'm looking over at you, and you're gonna have to tell me how you were feeling. But I remember looking over at you and going, as we're exercising, I'm having to do squats with like 135 pounds, 155 pounds, and I look over and I'm like, what's wrong with her? Like she's fatigued or something. And I remember asking you, baby, you feeling okay? Because I know the coronavirus, COVID, is going around and stuff, and even though you didn't have COVID or nothing like that,
no COVID.
but I was like, what's wrong? And I just remember you looked up at me.
I'm fine.
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm feeling kind of like, I remember just like you almost had like you were kind of dizzy too.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. And I remember too that day, usually we both get an energy drink when we get there. And you asked me if I wanted one.
Yeah.
And I said no.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I said no.
Yeah, you said you didn't want one.
Because I was like, ugh, it just didn't sound good
that
day. Which is funny now thinking in retrospect about it, that it just didn't sound good that day.
Yeah. So I just remember, and I was like, okay, we're going to push on. We're going to keep going. I got my energy drink. You don't have yours. So what the heck? We're going. So next exercise that we did, I remember doing kettlebell swings. We did some box jumps.
Yes.
I mean, like high box jumps.
Yeah.
We did some burpees, like things that are going to really elevate your heart rate.
Oh, for sure.
Which had I known now what I knew,
right?
I guess.
Yeah.
But just thinking to myself, like, man, like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So what were you thinking?
Well,
what happened? Like, let's think about that.
So my mindset at this point, I was tired. I just felt really weak. You know, I just didn't feel really strong. And I had kind of been feeling just off for a couple days. My chest was really sore. But I just thought it was about time to have my lady days. It was about time to start, So I really didn't think much about it.
Okay.
But I did, I'm not going to lie, I glanced at a calendar just to look, because I never look at calendars anymore, because if you don't know, I've had an IUD. Well, you knew this, but everybody else. You guys probably didn't know. Here's where we're getting personal here. But I've had an IUD ever since Derek was born.
So birth control, just in case someone doesn't know. Because I've actually told some people, and they're like, what is an IUD?
Yeah, so an IUD, I had a copper IUD. It actually sits inside your uterus. So it's a permanent I say permanent, but it just stays in there and you don't have to think about a thing for like 10 years. It's been fabulous. I loved that.
So it's birth control for us since when do we got
I got in as soon as I could after Derek was born.
That's right.
So very shortly after Derek was born.
That's been almost 6 years.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So it's been in there a very long time. Very effective, flawless.
Right.
So I didn't even think about things like pregnancy anymore.
Well, I didn't even know that. I remember you talking about it like a couple of days before, saying you were feeling off, and you were not that because we've done this before. You're like, well, I'm kind of late. I don't know when my date is, whatever. But I remember you thinking, but I never was thinking,
like you could really be pregnant.
Yeah, she could actually be pregnant because this is almost impossible.
Exactly. These IUDs are like 99.9% accurate. I mean, it's just like, it's not a possibility. So my chest was sore. I had looked at a calendar and I thought, man, I might be a couple days late, but no big deal. Right. I mean, whatever. But then we did the workout that day and I just felt just off. I just could tell something was not right.
Right.
With me.
We got the kitty
Sorry,
here.
we got our kitty.
So if you're
watching
watching us, we got the kitty.
Yeah. She's still in her cone.
This
she
is
got spayed.
Real life right here. Real life.
Yeah. She got spayed. She gets her cone off tomorrow and her little staples out tomorrow. So yes, in the workout, feeling tired, sore boobs. I'm kind of late, but thinking this is the impossible.
Right. So the next step is I needed a haircut.
Yes. So we leave the gym.
Right.
We get our shakes. Yeah. We leave the gym, and that's typically when you go get your haircuts on Saturdays. Oh. Kitty got the camera.
She's messing with the camera. So anyway, I go get my haircut and I walk in and I notice that a client of mine.
Yes, we go to your usual spot.
To my usual lady, Sandra. And I walk in and I notice that one of my clients that I've told about Sandra, I've said, hey, Sandra's an amazing stylist. She cuts great hair. Yeah. So if you know that I like my hair to look nice.
Yeah.
So she decides to take her entire family. She has a lot of kids. So she has, I don't know how many she has there. And I don't want to give it away. Probably I'm going to say 8, maybe 8 at that time in line ahead of me.
Yes.
So I would have had to wait at least an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe longer to get a haircut.
Yeah.
So I go, nah, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere else.
So
I get my phone out. I check the Great Clips app.
Yes.
Which is a pretty cool app. I'm not recommending anything. I'm just saying it's really cool. Yes. So I go ahead and schedule my appointment on the other side. Well, not on the same side of town.
Same side of town.
But it's near. It's by a Walmart type of thing. So anyways, so I go there, get my haircut. So you tell me what while I'm getting my haircut, the normal usual thing to do is
usually while you get your haircut, I always take Derek to go get a treat.
Mm-hmm.
And there is usually where we usually go, there's a Family Dollar. So I always walk down there to get a little snack.
That's right. Family Dollar. Yeah,
but now we were at Great Clips. And so by Great Clips, there just happens to be a Dollar Tree.
Dun, dun, dun.
And if anyone knows or doesn't know, and if you're interested, Dollar Tree actually has pregnancy tests for $1. $1. Okay. So I'm in there with Derek. He's looking around the store trying to find a little treat while you're getting your haircut. I walk by the little aisle that has the pregnancy tests on it. And I said, Kate, this is ridiculous. Don't even entertain this thought. It's not a possibility. Just keep walking. So I was like, Kate, you're right. So I keep walking. And we get in the checkout line. And lo and behold, in the checkout line, I'll be darned if there was the pregnancy test on display in the checkout. So I thought to myself, Kate, you know what? It's $1 for a peace of mind. This is so stupid. I can at least just spend $1 on it. Right.
And it's crazy to think about this too, as you're going through this. I'm listening to you and I've heard this before. Right. But what I was thinking about at that probably similar time was, gosh, this lady's really screwing up my hair. Holy crap. Oh, no. Oh, there's no line. Dang it. She's not doing it like Sandra.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart. But that's what I was thinking. That's just crazy to think that.
You know, it's funny. You even got in the car and you were cranky.
Oh,
and
I was cranky.
Like, what's wrong? And you were like, I don't know. I don't really. And I was like, I like it.
I don't like it.
A little bit longer on the top.
What's crazy?
It looked good.
Yeah. What's crazy too is like every time I think it looks like crap, you love it.
I like it.
You're like,
and then when
this looks good.
I'm like, yeah, it could be a
when
little.
When I feel great about it, you're like, oh, I don't think it's nice.
No, it always looks good. It always looks good.
I'm just teasing.
But yeah, so I buy the test and I kind of hide. I actually hid it. I don't know why I was hiding it. Like someone was going to see it and think.
I didn't even know about it.
I didn't even want you to really know. That's how dumb I felt.
Well, I wouldn't have thought you were dumb.
No, I know you wouldn't have, but I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't even.
That's
So I
awesome.
hid
I
it.
wish I'd have known this.
Yeah, so I hid it down in my purse, and I waited. So I didn't even take it when I first got home. You fell asleep later. I mean, this was later on Saturday. Derek was
taking a
calmed
nap.
down. Yeah, you were taking a little nap. So I thought, okay, perfect time. He's asleep. I'm going to go in the bathroom. I'm going to get this ridiculous thought out of my head. Go in the bathroom. And okay, these Dollar Tree tests, they actually have like, you have to pee somewhere. And then there's this dropper that you have to like suck it up and then drop it into the test.
I wish I would have seen this.
You don't like pee. It's in the, we still have it.
We still have that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I haven't even seen that one.
Yeah, I kept them both.
Oh.
So you don't even pee on the stick. You have to drop your pee in this thing. So it's kind of a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I dropped the pee in the deal. I set it on the counter. I don't even look at it. You know, I'm like, I'm not even going to watch this thing change. I'm going to clean up, get all this evidence thrown away and be done with it. So I get all cleaned up. I get the box thrown out, and then I go and I finally look at the test, and lo and behold, there are 2 lines.
Oh, this was a 2-liner.
Well, there was one circle was pregnant. If one circle was empty and one was full, you're not pregnant. But if both circles had lines, you were pregnant. And voila.
Wow, I had no idea. So this is the first time I've heard this before.
Well, you've seen the test.
Yeah, no.
Well, you probably don't remember exactly what.
No, but I just don't remember you this part of it, which is really like like you had this plan.
Oh, to get rid of my evidence. Yeah.
That's cool though. I like that. I like it.
I felt so dumb.
No.
And then there it was. It was positive. I was pregnant.
So so you did it.
I did it in our bathroom.
In our bathroom,
yeah.
And you walk out. Was it instant? Like, did
What
you
do you
walk
mean?
out to come in? So the next
No,
part,
I didn't tell you right away.
right? Because I'm napping.
Because you're asleep, and I didn't want to wake you up because I felt bad.
But you did.
Why? Well, eventually I couldn't hold it anymore.
You
I paced the house for a while. I just paced. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to do.
Man.
My mind was just racing. Like, what the heck? What the heck? That's the clean version. But I was just floored. I didn't even know what to think. So then I text my I text my OB at this point, and I sent him a picture of the test, and I'm like, what in the world? How? That's what I said. I said, with an IUD? Question. And he writes back and he says, well, they are only 99.9%. I'm like, what? This is tripping my mind. This can't be happening. I am not a, whatever percent that is.
I don't know, 0.001,
like what is
0.001
that percent that I'm the one
yeah.
that this happened to?
So I guess
after like 6 years.
So I guess it'd be like 1 out of 10,000 or 1 out. I
have
remember,
no idea.
but
I have no idea. But anyway, so he's like, well, all right,
So that's when you walked over
so
and woke
finally,
me up.
I went and I just had to wake you up at this point.
So when you woke me up, okay, I'm gonna tell you what I did. So when you woke me up, I remember thinking, like, in the movies when your eyelid opens up and you kind of see, like, from their perspective. So you see the person or something happens, like they get knocked out, and then they kind of open up their eyes and they kind of see like a shadow over you.
Yeah, kind of like a Twilight.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So you were over me.
Okay.
Okay. And then I remember you walked away, and then you came back at me.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey,
babe, honey. Yeah.
Yeah. And you go, I'm pregnant. And I was like, what? And I got up instantly. Like, I was out.
Yeah, you were out.
I was out. And I just remember going, wait, what? How? When? Where? How did, like, I asked like everything that you could possibly ask.
Yeah.
And then what did you do? I don't remember exactly what happened after that because it was such a blur. Like, did you like get on your knees? Were you like, oh my gosh?
No. I think I just showed you the test.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I showed you the test.
That's right.
But I did not get on my knees.
You were like, oh my gosh. No, I don't.
No, I was not like that.
Maybe that was me.
I might have been like, oh my gosh, but I was not like, oh my gosh.
No,
like,
right.
This is, so I showed you the test, I think, at that point, and you were like, what? And you were like, I could tell.
I thought you were kidding with me.
Yes, I could tell you thought. You're like, Kate, this is a joke.
But if you know Kate, she jokes, but she's a serious person, right?
Yeah,
you are.
am.
You're serious. You mean business, and this is something I would do. I'd be like, oh, guess what? I'm pregnant, type of thing. But I thought you were kidding with me, and I was like, no, there's no way. Wait, how could this? No, you're joking, right? And you're like, no. I remember you did that.
Yeah.
You did that like little.
Well, because what was funny is Derek had Meet the Teacher. He just started kindergarten, for those of you who don't know. And after Meet the Teacher, I came home and I was like, oh, honey, this would probably been like 2 weeks before we found out.
Yeah.
Didn't even know I was probably pregnant at this point. And anyway, and I thought, oh, if we had one more, and they were like, oh no. We were like, no.
No, we
so
can't
what
do
was
this.
funny is we had kind of been joking around about maybe having another one,
Yeah.
but we were like, no.
Nah, we were like,
And
nah,
so-
that's the last hurrah. It's not.
Yeah, we've already.
We should have done this a couple years back.
That's what we were
or
like.
3
We should
years
have done this a few
ago.
years
You know,
ago. We're beyond that
yeah.
now. And so it was just funny how it all. And then you were joking, and then you realized, no, I'm not joking. And
that's when I called my buddy.
You called your buddy,
who's an
yes.
OB-GYN, and so I
Yes.
called him. And I said, "Hey, how is this possible?" And he started. I remember he was laughing because we had him on speaker. He was
Yeah.
kind of laughing, but he was like, "Man, no way, this is crazy." Yeah. So he told us to go get another test.
Yeah, we were like,
Right.
we'll get one more test.
And we were scared. Like we were scared and excited and scared
Yeah,
and
all at the
excited
same
and-
time.
and just all these things.
So many emotions.
There were so many emotions in the instant on a Saturday in August.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we go get another one, and I remember when you took it. Okay, so we went and got it. I was like, I even
Yes.
asked him too. I said, "Do we get one that's like $30, $100, $200? Like, do we need one that's more expensive?" So we
Yeah.
go and get that one, and then you do your thing on it, and
I let you look at it
yeah,
because you went in there
instantly-
with me.
You instantly gave it to me.
I was like, here, you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I peed on the stick and I said, here, you look at it. And I handed it to you.
And no joke, okay, no joke. That line. So if you're a lady listening to this and you've taken a pregnancy test before, that line, that solid line, it wasn't like just starting. It went bam, like it was like line on the whole black piece. Boom, line. Here's your line. Here's your sign.
Yeah, here's your sign.
This one. And I looked at you
got
and
the
I
line.
was like, hey, does it mean like maybe? Because even for a second there, I go, nah, it's not pregnant, and you're not pregnant because I don't know how to read them to the T. And
Even though it says like right on the
this
side.
is another thing, and I was like, wait a
the
minute.
diagram.
And I asked you, I was like, does this mean you're pregnant? Are you
Yeah.
sure? And you were like, yep.
Yep.
You were like, yeah. And at that, so from there to when we actually from there is kind of a blur
Yeah.
until our first appointment.
The ultrasound.
The ultrasound appointment. Yeah, that was like total blur for me.
Yeah.
Even as I think about it, I don't remember too much about it. I just remember going, holy crap, now we have to be patient and see if
Yeah.
you're really pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, because it...
I know. No, I mean, it did. It just seemed completely surreal. Like maybe there's something in my pee that's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe I ate too much of something. That,
Because I even asked my friend, I said, hey, how does this... is there maybe an incorrect test? Maybe, it doesn't happen.
Right.
Maybe the line gets drawn in there by somebody at the corporation. Any of those things. But I started thinking about all those things. But that little piece is such a blur.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the having to wait.
Yeah.
I guess having to wait. Like what do we say? Like what do we do?
Yeah.
And even their doctor and my friend said,
I mean,
well, there's nothing we can do.
nothing you
So you're
do.
going to have to wait and see.
Exactly. So now the concern was a pregnancy with an IUD.
Yeah.
So now this was actually going from shock factor that this even happened to now worrisome factor that now we're looking at a possible either a tubal pregnancy, because a lot of times what we've learned now is a lot of times with these IUDs, if you do get pregnant, a lot of times it will be a tubal pregnancy. So that means it doesn't get all the way
I never
into
knew
the
that.
uterus.
So you taught me a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that was a big concern. And then obviously if the egg did reach the uterus, now we've got a baby inside a womb with a IUD, which can be very risky as well.
Yeah, all those.
So that was really scary. So then it kind of became kind of a scary thing. So they had me in, we found out Saturday, I was in Tuesday, getting a full pelvic ultrasound. And they stuck a little probe up and looking for this IUD.
They were looking for the IUD.
For the IUD.
They weren't looking for the pregnancy,
And,
right?
well, no, and they were looking to be sure it wasn't a tubal pregnancy.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
they were.
So for both.
Where's baby? Where's IUD?
Okay.
Was the question.
I was there.
Yes.
I just was still in shock.
Yes.
I was still like, what?
So we go and they're doing it, and the people doing the scan were precious. Obviously, when the people doing the scan can't give you too much, details
info, right?
about the thing, but they were so excited. They were talking about what a miracle baby this was, and but there it was. The little fetal pole was there, and we were just around a little over 5 weeks. And so they were it was really fun, and they were very positive and printed out a bunch of pictures, and no IUD anywhere to be found.
It vanished.
It literally
went away.
Just was gone. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, so I still, honestly, just talking about this, how does this happen? How does this happen? It has been up inside me, and I just had my yearly.
That's right.
I just had my yearly at the end of May.
Right.
Strings were there. Everything was perfect.
Uh-huh.
So sometime between the end of May and I guess August, 1st of August, whatever, the thing just disappeared. I never felt it. It was never my clothes, no laundry, no sheets, no nothing.
Because they do fall out, right? So we were told they
can fall out.
But I mean, how do you not know
after
that it falls
6 years?
Out? Yeah, right.
Because if you've ever had an IUD placed, it's not that comfortable. And I can't imagine if that sucker fell out in the cross form that it is. Because it has to go all the way through. Like, it has to go through that, and then it has to travel down your vagina, right?
It does.
So I'm
it's
like,
not
how?
funny, but I'm like, what? How?
So how do I not
feel it?
Feel that?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm a pretty fit person. It's not like I'm all wobbly jobbly down there.
No, it's.
I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was like, well, there goes the IUD.
Yeah.
For, after 6 years, it just kind of wobbles out.
What blows my mind is that you were, I guess, tested, right, at your yearly appointment to see if it was there.
Right. They always check for the strings.
And it was so May, June,
just
July,
the
August,
end of May.
3
So
months.
we're talking just 3 months.
Holy cow. Yeah. I already know this, but hearing it again and again and again.
And honestly, just talking about this and like this in this setting, it brings it all back. Like, what the heck? I'm still just
shocked.
Completely what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me. And so at this point, at our last appointment, the doctor said, well, the only other option now would be to do a full, like X-ray to detect it. But of course, now I'm pregnant. With the pregnancy, they're not going to do that.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, so if it did go through my uterus, surely I would have felt that too.
Yeah. So I guess it would have gone up
like perforated, like who knows? I mean, I don't know where it would drift off to.
You would feel
Heck, it's probably my boob for all I know. I don't know where it is. It's just blowing my mind. So the thing is just gone. And so we had our scan. Let's go back to our scan. No IUD, have the little fetal pole. Very positive thing. And then that night, that evening, I get a call. Say it was late afternoon.
It was afternoon because I remember you called me.
Yes. So we left feeling very positive,
Oh yeah, I was high-fiving
we were
you.
still completely in shock, but hey, we've got a fetal pole, and at least
we were excited. I want people to know that we were excited.
We were excited, yeah. and we were relieved. I was so relieved.
I was relieved for you.
That baby was not in there with the IUD.
Yeah.
Or also that it was not in my fallopian tube.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that has to happen in order
absolutely.
to protect both of y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
So sigh of relief that, okay, it's just gone. I still don't get it, but then I got a call later that evening that the baby did not have a heartbeat, and that they were going to monitor my HCG levels till they went down, and that was kind of it. And I was very confused.
Yeah, you were.
This was not my doctor. And so anyway, I got this call. And I was kind of crushed. Like,
you were crushed.
It's like this had been so emotional anyway.
Yeah.
And then I get this phone call. I'm so confused, like crazy confused.
Yep.
So I was like, but the people doing the scan seem so positive. Not that they would, they're not allowed to.
They didn't say anything
anyway.
They didn't say anything.
Right.
They were just
but
excited.
I was like, why were they so excited if something seemed wrong? And I didn't even remember them attempting to get a heartbeat.
No, they didn't.
I was very confused, which now we know that they didn't, which was where the confusion came in with the report, was that no heartbeat was detected. That's what it said on the report.
I remember this.
Which is why that was the assumption. I completely get that.
Right.
I understand. But it was just because they had not checked for it because it's so early.
Yeah, it was too.
You don't check for that.
It was.
So here I get this call. I'm just like, what? Oh my gosh. So now the baby's it's not survived. I call you.
Yep.
And tell you the news. So I'm just a cluster now of what. I'm so confused at this point.
Well, I remember when you called me, I straight up was like, I questioned. So we'll even talk about it a little bit too, because we've had 2 miscarriages before, right?
Yeah, before Derek
was born. We've had 2 miscarriages. We lost 2 babies.
Right.
So it was a big, like, we can't go through this again.
Right.
For me, it was like, I can't go through this again. I can't.
Yeah.
Why, God? Why? What lesson do we need to learn? What do I need to learn?
Right.
Like, those were the things I was like, man, I can't have Kate go through this again. I just, it's crushing.
Yeah.
And so that was everything that I was feeling. And I remember hearing your voice, and I was like, gosh, this doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Just so it was just crushing.
It was crushing.
And so anyway, so I talked to you, and then I was like, I'm going to call, I'm going to call my doctor.
Yeah, you called your doctor.
So I ended up calling my doctor, and he was very like, what? I said, this is what I was told. I don't understand. He goes, what are you talking about? He too was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, definitely.
He goes, no. And he goes, Kate, it's too early to even check for one.
Right.
We don't even look for the heartbeat at this phase. So he's like, no, just take a breath. You're fine. Don't, and so after I talked to my doctor, I felt much better, but it was still
there's a lot
scary
of emotion.
Because
yeah.
I'm like, well, why would someone tell me one thing and this is the other? It was just very, very confusing. But I called you and told you that I had talked to my doctor, and he said no, and tried to.
And I was like, "What
out.
the heck, man? We
were just like,
what are we doing?
What
here?
is happening?
What is going on? Just tell. We can.
Right. It was just.
That's what it was.
It was an emotional just cluster, and but we had an ultrasound. He said, "Come in. It's fine. Don't worry. Just breathe, and then let's come in a week." And let's do another scan.
Right.
Because at that point, he felt like we can actually find a heartbeat.
Right. That's what he said.
If all is well, then we can find the heartbeat. So we scheduled to come in a week later.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, that was the plan. Well, so this was on a Tuesday that all this happened. Well, on Thursday, I go, here's where it gets personal. So if you're squeamish, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty open book. So Thursday I'm at work, and I go to the restroom. All seemed fine, and I am bleeding pretty significantly, to the point where it's like, sorry guys if you don't like this, it's like dripping. I mean, it's in the toilet. I'm dripping blood. I don't know. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Fresh blood out of nowhere. I don't know what's happening.
Right.
And I felt I wasn't feeling well before I went to the restroom. And then after that, I went and I told one of our nurse practitioners, actually 2 of them were outside the bathroom. I came out and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. And in my mind, I'm like, I've been here before, before Derek, I've been here before. Oh my gosh, I am losing it. This hasn't been successful. I go back to my office, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but I lay my head down on my desk. One of the nurse practitioners came over to me. She's like, are you okay? I was like, I'm going to pass out. And so I get on the floor, and next thing I know, everybody's fanning me. Our doctor that was in clinic comes in. What's going on? He immediately goes downstairs because luckily the OB is right downstairs. He called you. Yeah. So let's start there. So the doctor calls you.
Yeah, calls me and because we had been texting that morning, and you had told me.
Oh, me and you had. Yeah,
we had been texting. Yeah, you were like, I'm spotting this. I didn't know it was that. It was more blood.
Yeah.
But I was like, everything will be okay. We'll get through this no matter what. We're gonna do this. And that's when I got the call. But I didn't answer the first time because I was like, why is he calling me? And since we share like our phones, or we share like if we're in the same distance.
Yes, our phones ring if we're in the same Wi-Fi.
Area.
The same. It's weird.
So it calls you.
And you thought he was calling me.
Yeah. So then I answered finally, and then that's when I rush over, and and when I show up, you're on the ground, and you're shaking, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And I didn't say heck, but I was thinking like, what? The strongest lady I know is on the ground. Why? Like, what happened? What's going on? And I don't, maybe I didn't panic, but I was like, what the heck do we do? So he goes downstairs and he's because we work at a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes downstairs and he gets help, and someone comes and I get you out, roll you out on a wheelchair. I can't even remember what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And heck, I was so like nervous, I guess you'd say. I couldn't even push the thing.
Yeah.
Like because I didn't know how to use it.
The brake system.
There's a brake on it.
Yeah,
but I kept thinking like, I just got to get you down there. So I almost threw it over. Like I almost pushed it so far. And you probably remember what was going on.
I don't even, it's a total daze.
So I took you down, and then his nurse practitioner came up and she was checking us. And then that's when we went downstairs. We got
another scan.
Of it.
And baby was still there.
Still there, man.
So I've had this bleeding, no explanation. So the scan, baby's still there. Of course, not much change. It'd only been 2 days since our other scan. So now it's just time, we don't know.
So now it's being patient.
Now it's just patience and time. We got to see what your body does. There's nothing. And that's the helpless part. And anyone who's been in this situation, there's nothing you can do.
Nothing. Absolutely
nothing. If this pregnancy is not going to make it. There's not a single thing you can do. It's not a single person's fault. It just is what it is. But it's time. You just have to be patient. And that's that's just the hardest thing. So after I got scanned, I went back upstairs to the office. He took me back up.
Yep.
And the bleeding continued for probably about an hour. And then I left. I left at lunch to come home, and I was on my back for 4 days.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
I was on the couch on my back for 4 days.
Yeah, you didn't move.
I didn't do anything.
It's the first time since we've been married that I ever have seen you, even through illness, anything, like just lie. Yes, just lie there. Mm-hmm. And it seems like forever ago.
I know, doesn't it?
But it hasn't been that long ago, but it seems like forever ago just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because we've had to be so patient with this.
Right.
We've had to like really wait.
Yes.
And see what the next step is, or what we got to do, because there's really, for me, it's been lots of prayer, because I want this baby to live. I want the baby to grow, because I want to see what it looks like. I want to love it, kiss it, all those things.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's a boy or if it's a girl. But just thinking about that, like that's something that just blows my mind. Like the patience that we've had to put into this, the prayer, all these
emotional
things. Oh my gosh.
Going from how could this even be to, oh my gosh, yes it is. And oh my gosh, no it's not. Then, oh my gosh, yes it is. Then, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. Then, just lying there for 4 days and not, but what's weird is later than that day, it started to clear up.
Yeah,
some.
Did. Yeah.
And it was on and off just barely for the next couple days. But in my mind, it was awful. I was just waiting for what I thought was the inevitable. I mean, I was ready to go through what I had been through before, and but it never happened. And the bleeding just slowly stopped over the few days. And then we went into our next ultrasound that week, because we had one, and then we
waited a week.
And then we waited a week.
Yeah.
So here's our next. So by this time we'd already had 2 ultrasounds, and then here we were back. And so this time we found a little heartbeat.
Yeah, that was the first time
that was the first time we found the heartbeat. Yeah. I don't forget, it was like 108 beats per minute. And he was like, well, it just started beating.
It started yesterday.
He goes, well, this little heart has just started beating the last couple days. But we had a heartbeat. Yeah. And I was floored. Everything in me, I went in there thinking this, there's not going to be a heartbeat. We're going to get this result that we've had before. And I was just ready, embracing for the worst.
Yeah, you're just being a realist.
I'm just being real. Just being real. And I was trying to stay as neutral as possible, because I didn't want to get my hopes up. But then I didn't want to be Debbie Downer either. It was weird. I was just really trying to stay in this neutral, emotional place. So when we got that heartbeat, it blew my mind.
Yeah, it blew mine too.
It's still there. It's there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is still like thinking about it right now. It's still like that. You're kind of like, wow, it's still, It's still going, because that was our third ultrasound, right? That was the third one.
That was the third one.
So during that time from the third to the fourth.
So it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks from the third to the fourth, because I'm trying to remember exactly. It feels like forever ago, like I said earlier, but
it's just the other day.
It was just the other day. So then I remember telling the people that we're closest to, we're closest to, the people at the office knew, people at your office
the people
knew.
at my work knew, because
Right.
there was that fiasco.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I told a few people just for prayer and things.
Right,
we didn't want to tell too many people in case we lost a child or lost a baby. And so 2 weeks. So from then to then, it was 2 weeks. You said?
So after we got the heartbeat, he brought us in 2 weeks later.
Right.
To do another sound, which was the one we had this past week that we posted.
Yeah.
So at that one, now the heart rate was, 169, 100, a good strong heartbeat. And it had grown again. And with every ultrasound, it had grown appropriately for where it should. And it had a really strong heartbeat. And so at this point, still, we still want to get through the first trimester. That's always a huge landmark. But we're feeling better, much better.
Oh gosh. Yes.
So much better now about this. And I mean, the morning sickness I've had has been by far the worst I've had with any of my pregnancies. My energy has been horrible. I finally got in the gym after we got that the good ultrasound. Finally, the next day, I was like, okay, Kate, you have got to get your stuff together. I'd lifted weights a couple times, done some light stuff, a couple classes just with light weights. But I was like, you've got to move. Like, I can't keep doing this, because I probably hadn't worked out in a month.
Yeah.
At this point. And it was awful.
Well, you've been zapped. You were
completely zapped. I mean,
you still have occasional energy, but then the zap comes.
Yes. It's like, I feel great. And then I'm just on the floor.
Yeah. But I guess it's good.
Yes. I mean, I guess that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like things are getting better at this point. I don't feel as, the nausea has definitely improved.
Yeah. We used to get in the car and you would be.
Oh, I was so car sick. Never been car sick.
Yeah.
Before. With pregnancies. But yeah, the car rides were horrible. So weird. But yeah, so I'm feeling better now.
I know. This has been, so even talking about it, it kind of just gets us back into the feeling of, man, we've been through a lot. I guess we've been through a lot here in the last 9 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel zapped. I'm zapped now.
Yeah, just emotionally zapped. And we have an anniversary tomorrow.
Hey.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Dang it.
Well, it was just, what was it, 2 days ago? I was like, oh my gosh, babe, our anniversary's on Monday.
Yep.
I was looking at my calendar and you were like, oh my, it is? I was like, yes, I forgot. And you go, I did too. So much. It's just been so much.
So we'll
get to dinner.
We're not going to get it. We're not going to get each other anything.
We're redoing our floors.
We're doing the floors, having a baby.
Yeah, that'll be enough. That's gift enough.
I don't think we missed anything. Have we missed anything?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think as we're talking too, is like what the things that we've missed or anything.
No,
but I truly do believe, and the people we've talked to and everybody has said this, that it is a miracle.
Yeah.
Like this is a miracle baby. Who knows? And I'm praying that it continues to grow, and I'm praying that we get to meet it.
Yes.
I pray that it's healthy. So if you guys are out there, if you could just pray a little bit for us, and that would be great. That'd be awesome to hear those things. But I'm excited because I'm ready to. I don't know. Me and Derek are ready to get in line. You know, maybe have a 3-on-3 tournament. Maybe him or her. You know, I don't know. We could play Derek. I don't know. I truly do think though that it's gonna bully Derek. Regardless.
Well, I mean, like Derek has bullied his big siblings as well. I'm sure.
I think it's gonna come.
He's gonna get a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the older siblings, they they're in the clear, but Derek's gonna get it.
Derek's gonna get this one for sure.
The bigs won't get it. The little will.
Yes. Yeah. That'll be funny.
Heck yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You know, it's one of those things you never see coming, and you have that path kind of set out for your life. And that's where we were, you know, even when we've talked in the past about we're like, man, you know, we kind of have things are going, you know, we had one's graduated, we got Derek into kindergarten, and I mean, things are, you know, now it's kind of our time to and then
It's just us.
and then here it is.
But that's
you know?
not, and that's the way it should be.
But it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not our plan.
Well, that's when people are like, "Are you happy?" And yeah, you know, this is not what I would have ever planned. But you know what?
Hey,
It's exciting. This is fun.
I'm excited. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
I'm excited.
I can't wait to see what it looks like.
I know.
I know. Well,
Yep.
I think we got it all out there.
Yeah. So I think now as we continue,
Yeah.
I'm ready to get back into workouts, and now I'm excited to live this out with everybody from a fitness perspective,
Right.
as well as emotionally.
Yeah.
Kind of what it's like, because I've never really documented, obviously, what it's like to on a fitness journey through pregnancy.
Right. We haven't done that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this will be really cool.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for it. We're going to keep posting, and we're going to get Kate in some workouts again and show you a pregnancy workouts, you know, different trimesters and things like that. So that way we can help people even further. I think this is another area that we can hit.
Absolutely.
We're going to start doing more podcasting, so that way you can get on here and tell all these ladies and anybody that needs help with anything to give the perspective, because I think it's needed. It really is
absolutely.
needed, because I've trained a lot of pregnant ladies over my time too, so it definitely will help. But thank you for coming back on the show.
Well, of course.
It's been great to hear you.
Yeah.
I love hearing you in the ear set here, the earphones.
Oh.
But thank you guys for joining us. This has been the Bustostraining Fitness Podcast. My name is Andrew.
I'm Kate.
And I hope you enjoyed this sick beat.
Yeah.